Yo, what's going on there, everybody? Now, I got a very special treat for y'all. And the video I'm going to be giving you guys today is pretty much going to be a video of my personal opinion on what's my top 5 best and top 5 worst anime characters of all time. And for the most part, I know a lot of people wanted to see this video because they wanted to know my personal opinion on what my favorite anime characters are. Or if you want to be completely honest, the Black Clover and My Hero Academia fans wanted to know what my favorite characters are so they can shit on them, because let's be honest, my whole channel consists of me shitting on their favorite characters. So I mean, it only makes sense for them to want to shit on mine, right? And that's perfectly fine. Like, I don't care if you crack jokes or talk shit about my favorite characters. Like, at the end of the day, it's all fun and games, right? Like, we crack jokes, have fun, and we talk shit about people's favorite things. Like, that's just what happens on the internet, right? So there's no reason for me to get butthurt or anything. Like, let's just have fun with this shit. And if you guys got jokes, leave them in the comment section. Like, I'm here for the jokes. I'm always here for the funnies. So let them shits fly, alright? Now, without further ado, let's start the video, man. Now, my top 5 list is not in any specific order. It's just pretty much me naming 5 of my favorite anime characters. And I actually came up with a list before I even came down to my final 5. Now, I managed to come up with 13 characters, and I know I could have probably came up with more if I just thought about it, but you guys gotta keep in mind that I haven't watched anime in about, what, 6 months? Or, no, not even 6 months. The last anime that I watched was Black Clover, and the only reason I watched that shit was because I wanted to roast that show the right way. I wanted to have enough information so I could talk my shit, and the fanboys couldn't say I was wrong or misinformed about anything. So that's the only reason why I even watched that bullshit. Other than that, I haven't really been watching that much anime because, to be honest, it's not that much shit out there that entertains me. Like, if you want to keep it real, like, I might watch the occasional seasons of Demon Slayer or, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen or whatever the fuck, right? But for the most part, I just lost interest in anime because not a lot of shit is done creatively nowadays, if you want to be completely honest. Like, even series like Demon Slayer, like, even though I like Demon Slayer, I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, it has its flaws, and for the most part, it does things that most shonen have done already and I've seen already, right? Like, I was born in 1995, like, I've seen a lot of fucking anime. But whenever I'm in the mood to watch anime again, these 5 characters are the reason why. Like, after watching these 5 characters in their respective shows, I'm pretty much down to watch any fucking thing, alright? Like, I don't care if the series is ass, like, I'll give it 5 episodes before I drop the shit. Like, after watching these 5 characters in their respective shows, I'm a lot more tolerant to anime, and I'm willing to give shit a second chance because they just, you know, they rejuvenate my feeling for the love of anime. Now, the first character in my top 5 list is Seto Kaiba, alright? Now, if you guys see my video on me roasting the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, you guys should know why I like Seto Kaiba as a character, right? Like, he is the reason why the show Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so watchable. Because if Seto Kaiba wasn't on that show, God forbid, that show would be an abomination. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is already ass as a series and it just has a lot of bad writing, but Seto Kaiba makes it 1,000 times fucking better. Seto Kaiba is one petty motherfucker, alright? Like, this dude literally shut down a whole city and put everybody out of business just so he could start his own Battle City tournament. Also that he can get his rematch in with Yugi in the fucking children's trading card game. This motherfucker even went as far as to go back in time to the ancient pharaoh days just so he can get his rematch in with Yami Yugi in a fucking trading card game, right? Keep in mind that Kaiba is a fucking billionaire. He's a millionaire in this series, so he pretty much can do a lot of other shit besides just, you know, fucking around with kids trading card games, right? But no, this is what makes it so fucking funny, is that he's a millionaire and he chooses to use all of this money on stupid kiddie shit. Like, bruh, he took all those millions of dollars and guess what he did? He built a fucking amusement park full of nothing but cartoon dragons. Like, this motherfucker has a blue eyes white dragon jet. This is how serious he takes this fucking card game. He even threatened to kill himself if he lost a card game to Yugi. Like, he deadass was finna commit suicide all because he was finna lose a card game. Now, I know it's because he had to save Mokuba, but let's be completely honest. Knowing Kaiba as a character, he probably would have done that shit just for the sake of his ego. And you should have seen his reaction when he first found out that Yugi lost his first duel. Like, bruh, Kaiba acted as if Yugi cheated on him, bruh. Clearly, he doesn't see his rivalry rivalry with Yugi as a rivalry. Like, he sees it as something much more personal. He probably sees Yugi as a distant significant other, right? Probably the only person that understands him. Like, it's really some funny ass shit. Also, you could take into account that this motherfucker Seto Kaiba is literally cringe proof, alright? Like, throughout the whole series of Yu-Gi-Oh, every time Seto Kaiba will run into Yugi and his friends, he will roast the fuck out of them, bruh. Especially Joey. He stayed flaming the fuck out of Joey ass. Now, Joey did try multiple times throughout the series to knock the fuck out of Kaiba, but even when Joey tried to beat the shit out of Seto Kaiba, Kaiba would sit there with the calmest look on his face, flaming Joey ass up, bruh. Like, this motherfucker is hilarious, and this is why he's in my top 5 favorite anime characters of all time. Now, the second character in my top 5 list is Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist. Now, Roy Mustang is an arrogant, cocky motherfucker, but he has this funny and goofy side to him that doesn't make him come off too serious as a character. But what makes me like Roy Mustang a lot as a character is the fact that when this motherfucker is about his business, he's about his fucking business, alright? Like, he easily has some of the best interests in anime history, in my opinion. Like, his interest against lust and his interest against envy. Like, bro, watching those scenes will literally have you giggling as a fucking anime watcher, bro. Like, them scenes will literally have you saying, like, bruh, this motherfucker is so badass. You can also add to the fact that this motherfucker's ability is literally him snapping his finger and making shit burst into fucking flames. Like, I cannot tell y'all how many times throughout my life when I'm just walking somewhere and I just start snapping my fingers at random shit, hoping that it'll burst into fucking flames. Like, it's a perfect combination of a cool ass character with a cool ass ability. You add to the fact that he has some good character development throughout the series, like, bro, it just makes Roy Mustang into a great character. And for the most part, without Roy Mustang in that series, I don't think Full Metal Alchemist is as popular as it is, like, if you want to be completely honest. But that's why Roy Mustang is top 5 all time on my list. Now, the third character I have on my top 5 list is Simone from Gurren Lagann, alright? Now, I know this might be a controversial take because most people might consider Kamina as the best character in Gurren Lagann, but if you actually watch Gurren Lagann, you can actually see why I say Simone is a better character. Like, from how he started all the way to how he ended as a character, like, bruh, it's just fucking beautiful, alright? He is Naruto, Asta, any type of Shonen Jump protagonist that has a started from the bottom story, he is that done right. Like, Simone came from being this shy, wimpy ass boy who worked in the underground mine all the way up to being a badass leader in the amount of, what, 27 episodes, when in every other battle shonen, it takes their protagonist over 200 to 300 episodes to get a smidget of the development that Simone gets in this whole fucking series. And what makes his character even better is that even though he does mostly everything right in the series, he doesn't get rewarded in the end for it. Like, and he's super mature about it. Just shows how much he's developed as a character since we first saw him in episode 1. Like, Simone easily has one of the best character development stories in anime history. No cap. And this is why he's in my top 5 favorite anime characters of all time. Now, the fourth character on my list is Mugen from Samurai Champloo. Now, the best way to describe Mugen's character is if you take Spike from Cowboy Bebop and you take Zoro from One Piece and combine them into one person. If you do that, you get Mugen from Samurai Champloo. From this character, you get Zoro's badass swordsmanship, and then on the other hand, you get Spike's cool, calm, badass demeanor, and with the combination of these traits, you have yourself a character that is willing to fuck any situation up. Like, Mugen as a character is the pure definition of a character who wants all the smoke. It doesn't matter who it is, like, the person can literally be stronger than him. He still will want all the smoke. And that's the best part about Mugen's character is his I don't give a fuck mentality. And if you notice something about my list, it's full of characters that don't give a fuck, with the exception of Simone, but they're also characters who are about their business. And when they're about their business, they look like badasses when doing so. Mugen's fighting style is also dope as fuck. Like, it's literally the embodiment of who he is as a character. Free flowing, not really giving a fuck, all over the place. If you get hit, you get hit type of shit. Like, Mugen is such a great character, and Samurai Champloo is a great show. If you haven't watched it, I recommend that you watch it. Like, Mugen literally makes that whole show. Now, the 5th and final character on my top 5 list is Sosuke Aizen from Bleach. Now, I don't think I really need to explain why Sosuke Aizen is a great character. All I'm gonna say is, he is the reason why Bleach is Bleach. Like, if it wasn't for Aizen being in Bleach, people wouldn't look at Bleach the same way they do now. Like, I'ma just keep it real. Like, I probably would have dropped Bleach if it wasn't for Aizen. He's a soft-spoken badass who's about his business. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone or anything except himself. Like, he has this golly-like complex that just makes him look at everyone else like fucking peasants. Like, when he goes against his opponents, he has this real smart-ass, snarky attitude to him, as if he already knows he's gonna win. You know what? Let me take that back. He knows he's gonna win, because if you even look in this motherfucker's direction, you're fucked. Bro, this dude Aizen is so powerful that they couldn't even show his Bankai because he would be too overpowered. Like, think about that shit for a second, right? Like, y'all thought what Kishimoto did with Madara was some shit. Bro, Tai Kubo said, nah, we cannot by all means have this motherfucker unleash his Bankai, because if he unleashes his Bankai, he literally breaks the whole fucking series of Bleach. He is also a very intellectual character to the point where he can plan shit out before it even happens. Like, just go watch some of Aizen's fights, bro. Most of his fights consists of him making other people look stupid. And not only does he make them look stupid, but he has this calm ass, goofy ass smirk on his face while he's doing it. One of the moments that really just sealed the deal as far as me being an Aizen fanboy is the moment in Bleach where he goes against Ichigo. And trust me, everyone knows this fucking scene, alright? It's one of the funniest scenes ever in Bleach. He goes against Ichigo, and Ichigo is coming at him with this attack on some Black Clover shit. Like, Ichigo just knew he was finna one-shot Aizen with this attack. He got his theme music in the background playing and shit. You know how Shonen Jump do it when the fucking protagonist is finna one-shot the main villain of the series? Like, Ichigo got his fucking theme music playing, and this nigga Aizen stops his theme music with one finger, bro. He stops his shit with one finger while smiling. And then he proceeds to obliterate this motherfucker and says this verbatimly. Oh my, I tried to cut him in half at the waist, so it was too shallow? Like, what the fuck? Like, this dude is a sicko. This motherfucker is like literally measuring how much he could have fucked Ichigo up, and he's doing this shit in the softest voice ever, bro. Not only is he a badass with asshole tendencies, but this motherfucker is also an undercover Abercrombie & Fitch model. Like, bro, as he's floating away to the dark side, this motherfucker proceeds to do the ultimate flex that I have ever seen in any anime ever, bro. Like, as he's floating away, this motherfucker rips his glasses off, grabs some Soul Reaper wave grease, slicks his shit back, and proceeds to look down on Ichigo and everybody else and talk his shit. It's like, bro, this dude is the definition of a sick ass nigga. This motherfucker wanted to let them know that he was a bad bitch before he left with his L'Oreal, because I'm worth it head ass. All in all, that's why Sosuke Aizen is in my top 5 best anime characters of all time list. Now that I'm done with the top 5 best, it's time to go to the top 5 worst, alright? And I don't know about y'all, but I don't even call this the top 5 worst in my list, alright? I'll call this the top 5 stay the fuck away from me characters, because every time I see these characters, it pisses me off, they give me a headache, and they make me ball my fist up, and they make me scream at the TV screen, alright? Like, these characters are the reason why their anime is so fucking bad. The 5 characters in my top 5 worst list are Kirito from Sword Art Online, Noel from Black Clover, Goku from Dragon Ball Super, Makoto from School Days, and I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't really have a 5th option here, so what I did was just write down a bunch of names that annoyed the fuck out of me, and I picked from the bunch, and I came down to 3 characters, Natsu, Yuno, and Todoroki. Now, I had a hard time choosing between these 3 because they are all 3 bad characters. This is why I put up a community post asking you guys, hey, who is the worst out of these 3 characters? And for the most part, y'all chose Natsu, like Natsu won hands down, and I couldn't understand why Yuno wasn't getting a lot of votes. Like, I don't think y'all realize just how bad Yuno is as a character. Then it hit me. Hey, fuck it. Why not just put Yuno as the 5th worst character on my list? You know why? Because fuck you, that's why. And fuck the Black Clover fanboys. You think I forgot what you motherfuckers did to my channel? I'ma A-Town stump your shitty series until that shit is completely over with. But nah, in all seriousness, Yuno, Nasu, and Todoroki are not in my top 5 worst characters list. Like, I just needed to fill in a spot. And I know if I would have sat down and thought about it, I probably would have came up with 3 more characters that are way worse than these characters. Like, for example, I was about to put Showtucker from Full Metal Alchemist on my list because he done some real fucked up shit. Like, he used his wife to get his Shimura license, and he ended up using his daughter and his dog to make the first talking Shimura. Like, that's real fucked up, but I don't think that really makes him one of the worst characters, because the point of this list is to tell you guys who is the worst written characters that I ever witnessed in anime. And what Showtucker did was more so a villainous act. It wasn't necessarily something that warrants him to be a bad character, but instead be a good villain, because you can kind of understand why he did it. It was just fucked up because he used his family to elevate his career by essentially killing them and turning them into fucked up looking humanoids. And if you want to be completely honest, what Showtucker did was way more villainous than what any other shonen villain has ever done in the past 5 years or so. Like, a lot of Shonen Jump villains out here nowadays are complete ass. So yeah, that's why eventually I didn't put Showtucker on my list, because he wasn't really a bad written character, but a low-key good written villain. Like, let's be completely honest, the amount of time Showtucker was put on the screen, like, even though he had a small amount of time on screen, he made more impact on people than fucking whole Shonen Jump villains have made that have been present throughout the whole series. Like, to be able to make an impact on the fans with that small amount of time on screen is fucking crazy. But yeah, like I said, I eventually came down to 3 characters, those characters being Yuno, Todoroki, and Natsu. And out of those 3 characters, I chose Yuno because I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to not only shit on the Black Clover fanboys, but to show you guys just how pointless Yuno's character really is. But before we do that, let's start off with the character that's on the top of my list, Kirito from Sword Art Online. Now, it's a whole bunch of reasons why Kirito is a shit character, alright? Like, Kirito is the embodiment of what a main character shouldn't be in their series. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, he can go into any video game no matter what experience he has in it and kick everybody's ass. He has a pointless harem, like to the point where his own sister wants to fuck him. Like Kirito is just all over the place as a character, and he's just really fucking bad. Like, he literally turned a dude into a fucking tree, and then he walks over to Asuna, picks her up, and they just fucking fly away like on some Peter Pan type shit, bro. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Sword Art Online does not care, bro. Like, they just continue to let him do whatever the fuck he wants. Now, the second worst character on my list is Noel from Black Clover. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. When I first saw Black Clover, I didn't think much of it at all. Like, I just thought it was another shitty Shonen Jump series, and I went into that shit with my brain turned all the way the fuck off because I didn't expect this shit to be good anyway. I mainly watched this so I can get ammunition so I can roast the fuck out of the Black Clover fanboys for dislike bombing my video and harass me on the internet. But when I was watching Black Clover, I just thought it was an average Shonen Jump series. Like, if anyone just wanted to watch a basic Shonen Jump series, go watch Black Clover, because that's exactly what it is. But when I watched Black Clover, I thought it was a mediocre series, alright? Like, hell, I didn't even have a problem with how people got their spells in the show. And that's my biggest problem with Black Clover, is how people get their spells. But I didn't give a fuck because, like I said, I already accepted it as a bad series. But what started to make me care more and more about how people got their spells is when I got introduced to Noelle as a character. Noelle's character is a perfect example of a lame ass bitch. She comes from a royal family, and because of it, she treats everybody like shit because they're not on her level. She shits on Asta, she shits on the Black Bulls, and her reasoning for doing this is because of her insecurities of when her siblings bullied her, which is complete bullshit because even after she worked things out with her siblings, she goes back to treating everybody who isn't Asta or the Black Bulls or anyone that needs help like shit. In the beginning of the series, she was bitching and complaining about how she couldn't control her magic, and because of the way Black Clover is set up, they pretty much rewarded her for complaining and being the main character. For example, look at all the abilities and transformations that Noelle has gotten throughout the series of Black Clover. She didn't earn any of them shits, alright? They were literally given to her because she was an ass character at at that moment. Let me just give you guys a few examples of what I'm talking about. You remember her first mission with Asta and Magna when they went to that village and they was fighting that ice motherfucker? Asta and Magna was doing all the work and Noelle was just standing in the background looking useless as fuck. Like, the little girl literally had to come up to her and be like, hey, can you like please fucking help us? And guess what happened in Black Clover? She got a new fucking spell that she never earned or trained for. And now she can protect everybody in this big ass fucking water spear. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? When the fuck did she learn that shit? Example number 2, when she was going against that beast motherfucker in the cave, and it was her and this other girl who can sing very well. This beast motherfucker crushed her vocal cords, so now she can't even talk, right? And guess what? Noelle can't do absolutely nothing because the only thing she knows how to do is her bum ass water spear that she learned out of fucking nowhere when she was fighting that ice motherfucker on her first mission. She was useless in the situation, and Black Clover rewarded her for being useless again. She learned Sea Dragon's War, and guess what? She tore the motherfucker's arm off. Look, like I said, it's more examples. I got one more, for example, right? Example number 3, in the Elf arc when she was trying to protect her siblings from the strong-ass opponent. How you think Black Clover handled this situation? Oh shit, Noelle's useless again. Time to give her a new transformation that she didn't train for. And guess what? She got fucking Valkyrie's armor, and now she's able to compete with this motherfucker that she wasn't able to compete with 2 seconds ago. Like, bottom line, my whole point in saying all this is that you can't have a character that bitches about how they can't control their powers, but at the same time throughout the rest of the series, you proceed to give them powers that they didn't fucking train and earn. Especially if those new spells and transformations are boasting their ego and making them even more cockier than what they were before. Like, bro, it was an episode of Black Clover where it was her and Mimosa talking. It was around the time when they first had their time skip, right? And fucking Noelle did this water spear thing and Mimosa must have said something. What do you think Noelle did? She shitted on her cousin. It's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? So you telling me even after piecing it out and working things out with your siblings, after being able to control your powers for the sake of the plot, you still proceed to do this I am royalty shit with your cousin? Like, what the fuck? Let's not even talk about her hitting on Asta. Like, I know this is a gag and everything, but recently she confessed her feelings for Asta. And guess what she did after she confessed her feelings for Asta? She proceeds to still hit Asta. She doesn't gradually stop hitting Asta to the point where the fans can start recognizing, oh shit, she doesn't hit Asta as much as she used to. She's starting to accept her feelings for Asta more and more. She's really growing as a character. Nah, they don't do none of that shit. She still continues to be this abusive, tsundere, loser ass bitch. Like, no maturity whatsoever. Like, where's the fucking development for this character? Noelle completely ruins the series of Black Clover for me. Like, if you was to replace Noelle with Mimosa, then maybe Black Clover would be a little bit more tolerable. But when you add characters like Asta, Yuno, and especially fucking Noelle, who is one of the most annoying female characters in anime history, and the only reason why Black Clover fans like Noelle so much is because their weird asses think Noelle is an attractive cartoon character. Like, let's be fucking real, bruh. Y'all can stop acting as if this character is so fucking great because she's not, alright? Like, let's keep it real, bruh. Y'all only like this character because she's a tsundere and y'all think she's cute. I seen the anime community. Y'all like these anime tsundere girls who hit on dudes and dominate them because y'all weird asses never dealt with a girl in y'all life. Nonetheless, that's why Noelle is the second worst character on my all-time list. Now, the third worst character on my all-time list is Goku from Dragon Ball Super. Now, Goku from Dragon Ball Super has to be one of the most frustrating characters I've ever seen in my life. Like, I knew Goku was dumb, but somehow Dragon Ball Super found a way to make Goku even dumber than before. On top of that, this motherfucker has somehow gained an addiction to fighting people. Like, he is so addicted to fighting people now that he put a hit on himself just so that he can have a rematch with Hit. This dumbass put his universe at risk of being destroyed just so that he can fight in a tournament. Like, I understand Goku as a character like to fight strong people, but it was never this serious, alright? Like, in Dragon Ball Super, every time he sees a buff neck swole dude, he starts sweating and getting urges, bruh. Like, he just go all the way out of bounds just so he can fight strong ass people, and it was like, bro, it's not that fucking serious. You willing to have your wife and children killed all your friends in the fucking planet blown the fuck up, all because you want to fight some buff neck ass sweaty dude. Like, what the fuck? Also, this motherfucker Goku is literally handed transformations left and fucking right, bro. Like, he literally got his most powerful transformation off of getting hit by his own fucking spirit bomb. Like, Jiren pushed that shit right back at his ass and smacked the fuck out of Goku. Next thing you know, you hear this goofy ass music in the background, and now you got Goku standing up with his back turned, with his head cocked back to the side. Y'all know what fucking pose I'm talking about. That's the, oh shit, Goku finna get a transformation pose. Like, bro, I hate this show so fucking much. So now with Goku, we got the Black Clover effect, where he can't even lose no more, because if he lose, he gets a power up. If he lose, he gets a new transformation. He's in a shitty situation, he gets a brand new transformation. Like, bro, Goku in Dragon Ball Super is fucking ass, is fucking trash. Like, Goku as a character in this series is really, really bad. Like, he don't even have this superhero complex to him that he used to have in Dragon Ball Z. Like, everybody remember Goku from Dragon Ball Z as being this heroic dude who's serious about his shit. Like, he has some ounce of maturity. This Goku, bro, it's like he's literally retarded. Look, that's why I have Goku in my top 5 worst anime characters of all time list. Like, and I'm talking about Super specifically. I'm not talking about Z or any other Dragon Ball. I'm talking about Super, right? Because Super they just took the original Goku from Z and tossed that shit out of a window somewhere. Like, where the fuck is Dragon Ball Z Goku? Hey, look, as far as my knowledge goes, I don't know who the fuck Dragon Ball Super Goku is. Hell, I don't even know what the fuck Dragon Ball Super is. As far as my knowledge, this shit ended at Dragon Ball Z. The fucking Dragon Ball Super anime is not canon to Dragon Ball Z, bruh. I don't care what the fuck Toriyama says or Torotaro. Fuck them, alright? Dragon Ball ended at Dragon Ball Z, alright? Y'all got that? Cool. Now the next character on my all-time worst characters list is Makoto from School Days. Now, I'm not even finna elaborate why this character is even on my list. Like, all I'm gonna say is, this character watched his girlfriend get raped and did nothing about it, alright? On top of that, as his girlfriend was getting raped, he was fucking on another girl. That's all I'm gonna say. You wanna see why he's a really bad character? Go watch School Days. I guarantee it will fuck your head up, alright? I promise you. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. Why Yuno is a pointless character in Black Clover. Now, can someone please fucking tell me, besides Yuno being a walking benchmark for Asta, what is the fucking point of his character? We know he has royalty bloodlines with the Spade Kingdom. We know he's the vice captain of the Golden Dawn. We know he has a 4-leaf grimoire. We know he's a powerful mage. We know he's cool, calm, and collected. We know he pushes Asta to another level. We know Asta pushes him to another level. We already know that Asta is a very huge influence on his character. You take away Asta's involvement with this character, what the fuck does he contribute to the series other than being Asta's rival? Oh wait, that's right. He's also a commoner that's trying to fight for equality so that way the royal families won't look down on poor people. Gotcha, because we didn't have Asta to do that for us already, right? Like, bro, this character doesn't do shit if he's not doing anything with Asta. I actually asked this question on my community post. I said, if you take away Asta's involvement with Yuno's character, then what does Yuno contribute to the series? And then I had a Black Clover fan in there saying, oh, that's not fair. You can't do that because Asta plays a huge role on Yuno's character. If you're gonna say that about Yuno, you gotta say that about Sasuke, Vegeta, and Killua from Hunter x Hunter. Now, I'm just going to assume that this is a young ass kid who said this dumbass shit, because if he would have seen any of these shows, he would have known not to write that stupid ass comment. But then again, he's a Black Clover fan, so are we really expecting any type of intelligence from him? Now, let me say this loud and clear for anyone who actually agreed with that dumbass comment. Sasuke, Vegeta, and Killua are standalone characters. What does that mean? That means that even without the involvement of the main character, these characters can still make a huge impact on their series. Shit, I'll take it a step further. Most people consider these characters to be the best characters in their series, and they want them to be the protagonists because they find them more interesting than the protagonist. Can you really say that about Yuno? No, because without Asta, Yuno's character is as blank as a sheet of paper. These characters literally have dedicated arcs to their character. They literally have dedicated arcs to them developing as characters. Yuno does not have an arc where it's dedicated to him, nor does he have an arc that shows him developing as a character. character, alright? You can argue that this fight with Xenon and Black Clover is Yuno's biggest moment in the series. Yuno has no layers as a character. Like, besides him being cool, calm, and collected, who is Yuno really as a character? Like, I feel like I don't really know Yuno as a character like how I would know a Sasuke or a Killua or a Vegeta. Like, it's a reason why those characters have a huge fan base. It's because it's a huge attachment to those characters because we actually know those characters. We don't know who the fuck Yuno is. Now, once again, can someone please tell me, if you take Asa's involvement as a character away from Yuno, what does Yuno contribute to the series of Black Clover besides being Asa's rival? Because if you ask me, he's not contributing shit to the series. Yuno is a walking benchmark for Asta. He pushes Asta to another level, Asta pushes him to another level. It's like an endless fucking 360 cycle, so that in the end, it's always Yuno pushing Asta to another level. And hell, if you want to be completely honest, Asta has already surpassed Yuno in power. So really, what's the fucking point of Yuno's character if Asta already surpasses Yuno greatly in power? Like what, is Asta finna have this illusion around him that actually makes him think that Yuno is capable of passing him as a character? Like bro, let's be completely honest. Asta at this point would beat the shit out of Yuno and he would kick his ass all the way from Kentucky to California and back. Like, it's not even a joke no more how powerful Asta is than fucking Yuno. But hey, that's why Yuno is in my top 5 worst anime characters of all time list. Do I really think Yuno is a top 5 worst anime character of all time? No, I do not. I only put him there because I had to fill in the spot, and I also put him there because I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you guys just how pointless as a character he is in Black Clover. But all in all, this is my top 5 best and top 5 worst anime characters of all time, alright? Of course, don't take the, the last spot on the top 5 worst list seriously. The top 4 characters on my top 4 worst list are actually valid. Like, I actually hate those characters a lot. It's just the 5th spot, that's very interchangeable, and Yuno is actually not a top 5 worst character of all time. I'ma just say that again, alright? But all in all, this is my list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It's your boy Trigger Senpai, and I'm out, man. Peace.